think we should be waiting for 2 more minutes in case we have, for attendees coming up. So bear with us for 2 minutes. Take today's mock CLAT analysis, and Mr. Jatin Agarwal is also going to join us shortly for analysis of mathematics as well as logical reasoning section, and thereafter Mr. Rajat is going to join us for the analysis of the general knowledge section. Okay, so today we are here to discuss with regards to the taking strategy in case of paper which is similar to that of the mock CLAT 9. Okay. I believe all of you had appeared for this mock test. The attendees whom I can see is participating in this analysis. I believe all of you have attended this mock test. So let me have a quick feedback from all of you guys present here. In the chat box, please respond to me by writing how did you feel with this mock test. Was it easy? Was it difficult? What average, so that I get to understand that what is your exact feel with regards to the pattern of the CLAT mock test. I very well understand that you guys have given your NLU Delhi just 2 days back, and the feel of NLU Delhi is still on. But you guys should always remember the test taking strategy for NLU Delhi and for CLAT is completely different. Especially the difference takes place when we are taking legal aptitude into consideration. So a quick response from all the attendees over here so that I could get an overview as to how was the feel with regards to this particular mock test that had taken place yesterday. Request all the attendees to just put in their feedback with by typing on the chat box words like easy, average, difficult, whatever you felt the test was to be. All right. So just a quick response from all the attendees with desirable. In the time, as and when all the attendees are writing to me with regards to how they felt. Let's proceed. A quick announcement. Are you guys being able to hear me? If you guys are being able to hear me, then please type in yes on the web chat. So I would request all the panelists who have responded to me by yes in our web chat to at least let me know what was the feel with regards to the LST Mock 16. Did you find it easy? Did you find it difficult? Did you find it confusing? It would help us to analyze the paper better if we understand with this standard of a paper what is your actual feel with regards to such standard of paper which is being given to you for a mock test. So please a quick response from all of you who just responded to me stating that you are able to hear me. All right. Okay. I do see comments like average, like lengthy. Okay, I should be telling you that this was definitely not lengthy. All right. So the fact that it was very well formatted paper that I can see. All right. But yes, you should be strategizing your time pertaining to the entire paper so that you at least know which section to attempt and which section not to attempt. Before I proceed further, this is all the attendees. Please make sure that you come out of the NLU Delhi, fever of now. The NLU Delhi is over, and the way we attempt a question paper in NLU Delhi is going to be absolutely different from that of the CLAT, especially sections pertaining to legal aptitude. All right. So this is something which you should be very clear about. In this particular session, I would also want to you guys the pattern with respect to CLAT for this year. All right. I would request you guys, if possible, to open a tab, all right, on your computer screen pertaining to clat.ac.in so that you guys have the pattern of the examination open in front of you. I request all attendees, if possible, please open a tab, all right, on computer screen pertaining to the website of the CLAT, official website of the CLAT entrance examination. I would request students to open up of the pattern of the CLAT paper for admission. In this pattern, if you guys have been able to open the CLAT website, I should be dedicating aptitude section, which is the fourth section given in your website for pattern of the CLAT this year. Please make sure you read the entire pattern very carefully, because in this legal aptitude section, if you see, I will be quoting the words from the website. The word says, this section will test candidates' interest towards study of law, research aptitude, and problem-solving ability. Questions asked may comprise of legal proposition, principles, and sets of facts which the said principle has to be applied to arrive at a most conclusive result. Propositions may or may not be true in the real sense, yet the candidates will have to assume that the given propositions are true and answer the questions accordingly. So here, all you attendees, all you friends, this is a clear instruction from our end over here. All those who have been taking our LST courses, that please make sure that you erase you will have to use legal knowledge in this particular CLAT entrance exam. No, unlike NLU Delhi, you will not have to use any legal knowledge. However, you will have to restrict yourself pertaining to only the principle given in the legal aptitude section. The has already put up in the notification, the principle may be correct or may not be correct. Again, please read the notification that has come up from CLAT committee, where they have clearly stated that the principle or the legal proposition may be true, may not be true, but every student is expected to go and abide by the principle only. Right? So please make sure that you abide only by the principle while answering the legal aptitude section. I hope this makes your work pretty easy when it comes to the legal aptitude section. Doesn't it? I would just want a quick response from all the attendees over here, alright, by letting me know whether in this particular mock test you guys have adhered to the principle, or you guys have gotten with regards to whether to use the legal knowledge or to abide by the principle only. I would request all the attendees who are attending this particular mock analysis to please type me and let me know, to please type out in the chat box whether you have attended. Alright, okay, I have started getting responses when attendees are writing that they have adhered only to the principle. That is very good, alright. This is very commendable that you guys have read the notification which is put up by the CLAT and you guys are adhering to it, alright. So I'm very happy for the fact that you guys are adhering to the principle only. Please make sure for the upcoming exam of CLAT you only adhere to the principle, alright. So this is going to make your legal aptitude easy. Let me do the strategy by which you should have been adopting the attempt of question paper, if the question paper is likely of the LST Mock 60 which we have had. Alright. If you see, it is the legal section which poses a lot of importance for the fact that it acts as a tiebreaker, unlike many other examination for law entrance that you give. Here in this section, you should make sure that it is advisable to attempt the legal aptitude section first. Because it is quite understood that amongst most other sections, considering you guys have started developing a legal acumen for the fact that you guys have already developed an interest towards law as a stream, which I believe is the case for most of the attendees over here. In this scenario, you should be attempting legal aptitude section first. The reason being, mind is absolutely fresh, all right? Your speed is definitely going to be little faster for the fact that you have got a fresh mind. Your brain would be working much faster. And the second thing is that you will also be very meticulous. The section that you do first, you're always very meticulous in completing the section, absolutely perfect. So a legal aptitude section demands you to solve this section being very perfect, because you guys should also keep in mind that this year onwards a negative marking of 0.25 has already been introduced. So it is important not only to attempt the questions, but you attempt the questions correctly, because if you're not attempting the questions correctly, it will cause difficulty in scoring in a particular examination. I believe you guys have grasped the point that it is advisable if you guys are doing legal aptitude first, alright? Then you may take a break and go to general knowledge, alright, which should not be taking more than 50 minutes maximum I'm talking about. Legal, I told you, you're starting with the legal section. In case starting with the legal section, should not take more than 35 minutes in the legal section. Thereafter, your GK section, you may attempt English, which should not be given more than 20 minutes. Thereafter, you may take up logical reasoning, which should not again be taking up more than 30 minutes. And thereafter, you should go to maths. Clear advice and a suggestion rather to all the students attempting, for all the attendees over here attempting for CLAT entrance examination this year, please do not ignore mathematics, alright? Please do not ignore mathematics, for the fact that every score is going to be, really important for you to get a rank in the exam. Okay? A very quick response from all the attendees so that I could understand the strategy that you guys have been attempting. All right. To Shifra and there are a few other students. I have a long list of students, so I cannot be naming all of them. But I would request all the students, all the attendees in this particular mock analysis to please let me know in a very quick response the sequence of the attempt of the paper that you had undertaken for this particular mock. A very quick response from all the attendees, please, to let me know what has been the sequence of attempt of the sections in this particular question paper for mock 16 that you had already appeared for. Waiting for your response. So all the attendees, please let me know by quick response what the sequence of attempt of the section, different sections in this particular exam mock test for you guys. Okay. I get responses wherein I am pretty happy with the way you guys have attempted. I find legal aptitude first in most of the cases, which I believe is commendable for the fact that you guys should understand the seriousness of legal aptitude. And also with legal aptitude, I believe most of the attendees are already well versed with legal aptitude. And legal aptitude has made it a little easier by giving the notification that you should adhere only to the principle. So that makes things quite easy. Many people have adopted the strategy which I just explained, wherein GK, English, logical reasoning and maths has been the sequence of attempt. Alright, yes, of course, after legal aptitude, it is advisable that you take up a little easier section so that, the time management doesn't become a problem. If you're completing GK in another 15 minutes, alright, so 35 plus 15 minutes makes a total of how much? It's time, alright, where you have got another remaining 70 minutes to complete the entire. Okay, alright. The other sequence which I would suggest each one of you is that before you appear for the actual CLAT entrance, alright, please make sure you are solving at least two in each of the weeks, alright, two question paper in each of the weeks. That means minimum of 4 question paper. Ideal it should be like, at least 6 question paper in 2 weeks. But if you do not have that many number of question papers and resources, you could also stick to 2 per week, wherein you have different strategies. Alright, legal aptitude and GK is fixed. After you do legal aptitude, you may attempt GK. Thereafter, you can change strategies. Okay, you can either put in logical reasoning first and then put in English and thereafter maths, or you can also change the 3 last sections according to your own clients. I find few students who have written that they have attempt English excluding the comprehension. I would suggest students to not to do such kind of part and parcel attempt, because in these examinations time crunch becomes a major problem, and in such cases you will not be able to go back into the section again. So therein, if you're leaving a particular section, you should be mentally prepared to forego on those marks, because you really never know whether you will actually find out time to go back to that section and solve that section once again. So it is advisable that once you start a section, please complete the section thoroughly and then go to the next section. That's the reason why I'm telling you it is important that you keep practicing the papers. Okay, it's really important. If you get the option of whiteboard, please take note of it. The sequence should be writing out the attempt sequence. So please make sure that you guys at least have it noted. It would have been a student and I would have been appearing for CLAT, which trust me I have done, alright, because I myself is a pass out from NLU. So I would have attempted legal aptitude first, okay, giving time frame of 35 minutes maximum, okay. Thereafter I would have gone to general knowledge. I would have given a maximum of 15 minutes for the fact either I know or I do not know. So there is no point wasting time for the question I do not know. As you also have negative marking, so you ought to be really careful with regards to your answer. So a mere guesswork is just not going to work. It's going to give 20 minutes. Not more than that, because English section is not too handy. This is for 40 marks, you know that. Okay. Next is going to be my logical reasoning. Reasoning is usually a little lengthy, so I may have the liberty of attempting the question in 30 minutes. Okay. And after we have got this is ideally the time frame with a quick response. Are you guys, all the attendees, are you guys being able to view the whiteboard? A response from all the attendees. Are you guys being able to view the whiteboard? Yes, great. Okay, so this is a time frame which you should keep in mind in order to solve this particular section. Okay, Um, I think our legal aptitude in GK alteration could be done according to your preparation and according to your preference. But I would recommend you guys to adhere to the time we are suggesting you, because this is the minimum time frame which you should be using in order to utilize the entire 120 minutes for all the 120 questions. Okay, so I believe this clears the doubts with regards to how to approach an attempt. Now, I told you myself, Shreya, is going to address to English and the strategy with regards to legal aptitude section. Alright. So considering your paper began with English section, which ideally the paper is going to begin with English section, I would start with the English section here. I guess I've got the question paper with you, or you could also refer to the slides which are being put up on this particular bit. So first question is with regards to the reading comprehension. Okay, one quick tip with regard to the reading comprehension. All right, the first thing that you should be doing with reading comprehension that you should glance through. This is tip. I would disclaim this. I would put a disclaimer. This is just a tip, all right, which may be of your suitability or not be of your suitability. So you want to practice with the tactics that we're suggesting, and then after understand your comfortability with regards to the strategy of attempt. Okay, so this is just a tip I would want to give to all the attendees over here, that with regards to RC, all right, the first thing that you should be doing is you should glance through the passage once. Glance through it, read through it. Even if you're not understanding a particular meaning with regards to a particular sentence, never mind, just glance through it, alright? What is more important is keep underlining the keywords that you find in a particular passage, alright? In a particular paragraph, if you see that the keyword, a stress word, alright, keep underlining. Then go directly to the questions. Refer to the question. Now you have already glanced through the paragraphs of the C already. What you do is, after reading a question, you can go back to that particular corresponding, part of the passage wherein you have come across the question. Read it once again and then, answer it accordingly. I think that makes a lot of sense, and that helps in, managing the time, because you should keep in mind at a maximum of 20 minutes is that what you could give in case of English section. All right, so the best strategy could be in this case, all right, this is again a testing strategy, so all you attendees who are attending this particular analysis are requested to take time to different papers, taking different strategies to understand which strategy work best for you. Alright, so the best thing is that pick up the RC, glance through the RC, go to the particular question, read the question, and come back to the passage, which part of the passage where you find that you have read that particular keyword, and then try to solve it. It will make your work a little more easier, and you'll find it easier to manage time. Next section that we see, I don't think this particular RC have posed any problem to any of the attendees over here. The fact that this was not a very difficult passage at all. Next we go to the next section, all right, pertaining to the meanings of a particular given word or vocab that we call. All right, I am so sorry to tell you that for vocab there is no easy way out. You guys will anyways have to, there is no trick attached to the vocab. For vocab, the only thing that is available to you is that keep reading. Alright, you should not give up on reading, keep reading. You come across so many words which are you have never come across, and try to keep a notebook of your own wherein you will be writing down the corresponding meaning, so that at the end of the a day before your entrance exam, you could just glance through those vocab list, all right, and also at the same time flashcards, right? that is going to help you a lot in increasing your vocab and increasing the reading habit. Like general knowledge books and newspaper would definitely help you to not only increase your vocab, but it would also help you to acquire knowledge pertaining to your general knowledge section. Okay, so keep maximizing your study hours by way of multitasking. When you're reading a particular section from a general knowledge book, you are not only adding on to your general knowledge, but you're also acquiring knowledge pertaining to the vocab section. So you are working on English section at the same time for your GK section. So that I believe is going to help you in preparation as well as managing time. Next section, after 11 to 15th question, the next section begins with the 16th question, which talks of idioms and phrases. It is idioms, the standard of idioms and phrases that we see in this particular entrance exam is not of much difficulty level, but in case you are not being able to find out a particular meaning pertaining to phrases or the idioms, I would suggest you to go to the sentence and try to make use of the sentence in order to decipher the meaning of idiom. I hope all the attendees are being able to understand what I'm trying to say. A response from all the attendees to let me know whether you are being able to follow me. It's pertaining to whatever strategy we have been doing till this particular section. Response from the attendees, please. Okay. So yes, next thing, the next section that comes in English is pertaining to the foreign language words or phrases, right? Again, something wherein you ought to use a little bit of your common sense in case your preparation is not foolproof, wherein you do not understand the meaning of, the word given to you. Like, say, for example, all right, before we go to the new section, let me talk about mea culpa. The question that you find on question number 25. Mea culpa, basically, culpa means fault. Mea means me, alright? So it's evident that it cannot be you are guilty, it cannot be found guilty, it cannot be by my calculation, but it could only be through my fault. So these tactics are something which you ought to use when you know that you are not being able to decipher the phrase as such, when you do not know the meaning of the phrase as such straight away, but you know one meaning through which you can draw a link with regards to the remaining word. Right? This is one tactics which could be used. I repeat, a quick response from all the attendees in order to let me know whether you guys are being able to follow what I'm trying to suggest you guys. All the attendees to give me a quick response. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Okay. Thank you for your response. Next section that we go to is grammar. Again, something which you should keep on practicing, alright? Because there is no such tactics attached to use of grammar. Grammar is on the basis of your concepts being clear with regards to propositions, prepositions, adjectives, noun, verb, alright, and thereafter using it in a proper fashion when a sentence is given to you in the form of fill in the blanks. Okay, so all attend over here, my only suggestion, keep practicing grammar, alright, because grammar at the end of the day is definitely going to be very useful for you even when you become a lawyer, for the fact that a lawyer is demanded to know proper English, alright, and correct English. So it is very important that you stress on grammar, alright, and you will have to learn grammar by the way of how you are taught in the classroom or by way of practice, and by way of practice rather. Okay. Next thing, if you check the web page that we have put up on the PT that we have put up on our web page. Next thing that we have in question is the parajumbles. Okay. The first thing with regards to parajumbles is that this is again another trick which obviously by practice you could expertise in it or maybe use your own trick, but I find it easier, so I would just tell you what I do. Alright, go to the options. Alright, like say for example, here is particular question number 31. Alright, I have options as A, B, C and D, right? What I do is that without reading the sentences, alright, I go to the option A, which is ABC. This, nevertheless, his first book published by DC Books has found a space on bookshelf. Alright, the option A says this is one IT professional who only wants to get into movies and writing was just a hobby. Next, you go to B, says 16 Malayalam short stories compiled in a book titled Pension has made Jayan Rajan an author. And next it just happened says Jayan on his new avatar. So by of reading option A, you have already read all the sentences. It's not that you have read all the sentences and you're wasting your time on option A. Alright, here you already know that the proper sequence is going to be B, B, C, A, D, for the fact that a sentence, alright, cannot begin with nevertheless, it cannot begin with it just happened, or it cannot begin with this is one IT professional. Okay. So this is how you will have to devise your, easy way out with regards to particular subjects or particular topics of a particular subject. Okay. So in order to solve parajumbles, this method could be of some help to you. Go straight away to the options and try to figure out the, sequencing and understand. Another tactics is that you should always remember no sentence will begin abruptly, alright? So, spot your parajumbles, alright? It could be by way of approaching the answers first, or it could also be by way of reading it first to understand that, which options are to be kept at the back, and which options are to be taken as the the parajumble. Okay, so this is something which clears your methodology of attempt pertaining to each section in this particular CLAT entrance examination. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go straight away to the legal aptitude. All right, before we before this is being handed over to Mr. Jatin for mathematics and logical reasoning. All right. So I told you earlier, all right, that in this particular entrance exam, all you students, all right, all you attendees to attempt legal aptitude in a fashion wherein you are going to exactly, answer on the basis of the given principle. So your principle ought to be your guiding light in this case, okay? There ought not to be any deviation pertaining to this system, alright? Notification per se says that, you will have to abide by the principle. Like I read out the part of the notification which clearly says that even if the proposition given in the question is not true in real sense, yet the candidates will have to assume that the given proposition are true and answer the question accordingly. Okay. So it makes it will have to attempt each and every real question pertaining to the people. I hope the legal section must not have posed any difficulty for the fact that, it is pretty comprehensible from the question that, it will not pose much of a difficulty. But we'll have a quick tip to give you with regards to, multiple principal question. The attempt becomes easier when it is a particular single window principle, wherein the principle is only one in number or two in number for that matter, and you will have to adhere to the principle with respect to the questions asked to you. But this method becomes a little difficult for you to attempt when the circumstance is such that you are given almost 5 to 6 principles. The best thing is that under such circumstances, please try underlining each and every keyword of the principle. Alright, so in this case, you should make sure that you are underlining the keywords. In case it is pertaining to some concept, then please make sure after reading the particular principle, you write down the concept. Just write the principle is ending, so that you know this principle is pertaining to this aspect. Now, when you go back to each question of a particular section wherein multiple principles are there, you should know that each question will have to be dealt individually. Do not influence your answer in a particular question with respect to some answer that you have already answered in the previous question. Alright, so you should deal with each and every question separately and should not be mixing up the answer of two questions, alright, at any circumstances. Okay, I hope the attendees are being able to understand what I'm trying to hint at. Is there any doubt pertaining to the legal section, as in how you should strategize to attempt the legal section? Then you may please let me know. To all the attendees, it is you guys are not being able to follow in case of any strategy that I have just mentioned pertaining to legal aptitude and English. Alright, please let me know so that I could clear out your doubt. In case you do not have any further doubt and you have understood the strategy, please type a yes on the chat box. Great. Thank you so much for responding, and I hope that you guys are going to keep up with your practice and would definitely solve few of the extra question papers to try out newer strategies so that on the day of the examination you are well prepared with regards to strategies and with regards to time management. Time management, which has been the time slots which have been mentioned on the whiteboard. Alright, I would recommend every attendee to abide by the time limit even when you are practicing, so that there is no confusion with regards to the time management when you are appearing for your entrance exam. So I hope this is very clear with regards to the overall attempt strategy and with regards to the legal aptitude and English sections attempt strategy. All very best to all the attendees with regards to these two sections and the overall attempt of the question paper. I would now hand over the microphone to Mr. Jatin Agarwal, who is going to talk about strategies pertaining to attempt of mathematics section and logical reasoning section. Thereafter, Ms. Rajat is going to take over to let you know about strategies pertaining to general knowledge. So please hold on with your patience to hear to the strategy which will be just delivered by Mr. Jatin. I'm handing over to Mr. Jatin. In the meantime, all best to all you students. Do well, keep faith in yourself and keep practicing. The more should be keep practicing. All very best. Mr. Jatin, please take over.
Hear me? Okay. Now, point is, as Shreya told you, you be much more aware of the part that what time you need to focus on which part. Right? Talk about the legal aptitude part. You invest 35 minutes for this on an average. You should go for 15 minutes. English, it should be near about 20-21 minutes. Reasoning, it should be maximum 30 minutes, and math, it has to be 20 minutes, right? Now, if I talk about just in 20 minutes, it's almost impossible to do all of the 20 questions. So, you make a target that you do 10 to 12 questions out of 20 of mathematics by choosing the question which seems better for you, which seems you're comfortable here, which seems can be done with the options as well, right? Now, it is very important always to keep on the concept, especially in a mathematics part, there may be certain cases when you can do the questions even if you don't know much about the mathematical term, even if you don't know about the formula. Right? We'll discuss those questions as well. Now, if I talk about the logical reasoning, say this is a bit more time consuming, right, in comparison of mathematics. Again, he should be a bit choosy in terms of doing questions. I think you should do the questions on syllogisms or on a questions first before you move to the typical AR type questions. Now, if I talk about the questions typically pertaining to the quant, a few questions which you think need to be discussed. If I have few questions out of the quant which you need to be discussed. Now, if I start from the very first question, that is, if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, this is right. If the roots are 3 alpha and 3 beta, then what should be the quadratic equation? Do this question even if only if you know the whole strategy about the quadratic equation. I remember alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. I think about this. Similarly, you all remember alpha beta is c upon a. You know ABC here. Talk about the main equation. Main equation is ax square plus b is 0. Now compare with the main equation, you can get the value of a is 1, the value of b is 50, the value of c is the b 50 and the value of c is 1, right? Now, if I talk about alpha beta, what is the value of this? Alpha would be minus c is how much? 50. 1 because it is 1. Similarly, I talk about beta, c 400 upon 1, right? Now, since roots are 3 alpha and 3 beta, you actually need to do summation of the roots would be 3 alpha plus 3 beta, 3 times of alpha plus beta. What is of alpha plus beta? Minus 50 to be how much? Minus 150. Now, if I talk about 3 alpha into beta, what it be? 9 alpha beta. This is the value of alpha beta. You related previously, which is how much? 400. So it becomes 3600. If this is given, I think you can identify that the option C is the only right option, which says 150 is B and 3600 is C, right? Now, this question can only be done if already knowing all these concepts, otherwise you cannot. Okay? Now, if I move on to the next question, this is direct enough of the question. You need to do anything on the paper. Need to discuss this. Do I discuss this? If the fraction becomes 4 by 3 if numerator reduced by 2. So if I talk about the given options, there is only one option which can be, if you subtract 2 from the number, it would matching with your right answer. This option No, no. Now, if I talk about this option, right, this one, 6 by 3, if you subtract 2 in the numerator, it comes 4 by 3. Right? So, this is the only option satisfying the given condition. I will work on this. और कोई option check करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Don't require any mathematical concept for this. Now you move to the next. It is talking about the average speed, right? Now it is easy to calculate average speed. What's the formula for the average speed? Is the total distance on total time, right? So what is the total time consumed? That 1 minute, right? Then it is 2 minutes, and that is 3 minutes. The total consumed is 6 minutes, and more 3 minutes. So total consumed is 9 minutes. So can I put 9 here in a denominator part? Now, what is the total distance covered? It having at 1 minute at a speed of 6 km per hour. Then it's traveling 2 minutes at a speed of 9 km per hour. So okay, this is 1 into 6 plus, then it says 2 minutes at a speed of 9 km per hour. So okay, this is 2 into 9 plus 3 minutes at a speed of 12. So okay, this is 3 into 12 plus 2 more 3 into 6. So what is up? 6 plus 18 plus 36 plus 18 upon only 78 upon 8. Will you choose now? This 0.67. I don't think you don't remember the formula for the average speed, which is direct enough. I like to discuss in mathematics. This question can be easily done. I have this. Now, if I talk about this question, it simply says a milkman adds 10 liters of water. A man adds 10 liters of water, right? In liter of milk, adulterated milk at the cost price. So definitely investment कितने लीटर का था? 50 लीटर. जबकि फायदा कितने लीटर का हो जाएगा? पानी का 10 लीटर. So can his profit would be 10 upon 50. Directly how much? 20% profit. No relations you need to do here. So really answer the number 1. It answer here. Yes. Okay. Now if I move on to the next question. This I hope it says some of the areas of the Bipul in Bipul is 5 years more the father says, right? 4 साल बाद father भी कितना बढ़ेगा? 4 साल. Vipul का भी कितना बढ़ेगा? 4. And Vipul का भी कितना बढ़ेगा? 4. So Vipul का एज मिला के 8 साल बढ़ जाएगा, जबकि एज कितना बढ़ेगा? 4 साल. So what is the extra gap? जो 5 गैप पहले था वो तो अभी भी रहेगा. So we can simply say this is plus 4, which is 9. I don't think we need to do anything else for this question. If I break up out of 6 we have seen so far, question number 1 obviously can be done if I am good with the mathematics part, but number 2 is enough without doing calculation. The P90 can be easily done. I hope everyone aware of the average speed formula. 94 can be done easily you just need to check the fact of this. Best option is you divide from among all the options. Check it out. 95 is almost oral. No skirts, nothing you require, I hope. 96 again डायरेक्ट 5 साल का गैप तो हमेशा ही रहेगा, प्लस 4 बढ़ जाएगा बिकॉज पे 2 बंदे हैं. 7. The more can buy 4 chocolates and 4 sweets. And now I go back to the question number. Right here, you very well right that the time given in minutes and the speed is given in kilometer per hour. I think you remember how to convert kilometer per hour into minute, kilometer per minute. Let's say I am multiplying with a factor A to convert a speed into minute, right, kilometer per minute. Now here, if you talk about this 6, you have 6 by A, you multiply 9 by A, you multiply 12 by A also, multiply this 6 by A also. So say this whole figure multiplied by A, right? Your mathematical thing that speed kilometer per hour is fit here. Okay. Now this answer would be, if I multiply this figure by A also, your answer would be in kilometer per minute. So it would be in minutes. उसने क्या चाहा था? Speed in kilometer per hour. So if you are applying A for converting a speed into kilometer per hour to kilometer per minute, you need to multiply with 1 on A to convert it back. So multiply it with 1 up A, finally it becomes how much? Say 78 by 9. So you can understand this as a shortcut for all remaining questions. All questions might appear in a paper, because you don't need to convert these things, especially when everything is in the same pattern and it is also in the same pattern. Here, okay. Move forward. Question number 1. I think this is very direct. It's 4 chocolate, 4 sweets and 1 ice cream. एक cream का cost 4 रुपए था. So 4 chocolate and ice cream का 4 chocolate 4 sweet का cost कितना हो जाएगा? Cost becomes how much? 24 rupees. I get 4 from this. Chocolate 4 अगर 24 का आता है, 24 rupees का आता है, then 1 chocolate and 1 sweet would be how much rupees? 6 rupees. Now, since asking for the cost of a chocolate and cost of a sweet, so whatever is cost, I divide this 6 by 2. So what? 3 rupees. I don't think this question can done with a very common concept, right? That I'm saying that you can always do 10 to 12 questions out of 20 by just knowing the very elementary mathematics. So you feel that I am not that good in mathematics, perfectly fine, but still you can do 10-12 questions, which is significant for scoring enough in the CLAT. 98 can be easily done. We very well know 1/9 and 1/4 of a number is 144. 1/16 of that number निकालना है, can be easily calculated as 3 to 4. That is 0.08% of the number is 462. 0.08% of the number is 462. Now it is asking how much? 40%. So 0.08 से 40% आने के लिए, if I talk about 0.08, if I multiply with this, multiplies by 5, it would be how much? 0.4. If I multiply by 50, it becomes 4. If I multiply by 500, it becomes 40. Can I this 0.08% can place with 462? And this with 500. This 500 can contain as 1002 agree. Okay, so cancel it out, it becomes 231. After how many zeros would be there? So can I, my answer is 231,000. Can you calculate it? The shortcut here is when you need to multiply a number with 5, it is better to multiply 10 and divide 2. Similarly, you need to multiply a number by 50. You can multiply it by 100. So you just need to add on 2 zeros and you then you divide by 2. Similarly, if you multiply a number by 500, this is equal to how much? 1000 by 2. Right? For example, if I ask you the number 46, I need to divide this number by 5. Right? The option is, you can say 436 upon 10 by 2. Okay? With 430 का double हो जाएगा, which is how much? 852. ठीक है? Upon, you can answer this much, 87.2. Visible? Okay. This is the last one to deal with. Obviously, if you calculate 35% of any number, say there is a number A, you are multiplying this by 35 by 100. Okay. And one thing that my answer is definitely a multiple of 7. Agree? Okay. So, talk about here, the number 140. 1 is a multiple of 7. Can the right option? If 2 are 140 and 400, the S has to be between 140 and 400. So not be 540. So khatam ho gaya. Now 181. It is not a multiple of 7. Say 270 would be the right answer because this number is not a multiple of 7. Ab bacha 200. I can directly take for S. There is no need to do a calculation, any part of the calculation, right? So this move, which can be done with a very normal approximation, right? Okay. Let us read the question number 101. It's 3 men and 2 children do particular piece of work in 15 days. 3 men and alone can do the work in 18 days. Okay. How long will it take for a child to complete the work? Now the question is, if 2 children can do the work in 15 days, 1 child will do in how many days? 30. So can I say that 1 child can work in 30 days? Yes. Right. Three men can do work in how many days? 80 days. 1 man will do the work in how many days? 8 to 3, which is 54 days. Okay. It says, how long will it take for a child to complete the work? Okay. No, I misread the question. It says 3 men and 2 children can do the work in 15 days, while 3 men alone can do the work in 18 days. I read the whole thing. It says 3 men plus 2 men can do the work in 15 days. Now, 3 men alone can do the work in 18 days. The best is we start the LCM of 15 and 18. What is it? 90. So can we have 90 units of work? If difficulty to understand this unit, can understand that you have 3 chocolates, right? Would be finished by 3 men and 2 in 15 days. So how will they eat in one day? 6 per day. It is thing. Can you understand these are chocolates? Similarly, can eat the chocolate in 18 days. How many chocolate will eat in one day? 5 per. Man will eat 5. 3 man and 2 children will eat 6. That means 2 children alone will eat much? 1 per day. Okay. Says children will eat how much? 1 by 2 per. Chocolates हैं total. चॉकलेट खाना था 90. हर दिन आधा चॉकलेट खाएंगे तो कितने दिन तक चॉकलेट खा पाएंगे? आई थिंक कैन इजीली विजुअलाइज मगर इज 180. Better to start with the LCM of total days, right? Assume the total days is LCM of the given unit. So to understand these units are chocolates, right? Okay. Addition can be easier. Can I forward? Out from the question number 101, 102, 103. The question which can be done in a very easier approach. Do we do this? Dave, any doubt? One six. Well, I think this is an easier question which can be done. We already identified around 13 questions out of 20 which could be done with a very common knowledge, right? You don't need to know any shortcuts, any tippy kind of thing. It is always better to keep eye on options. Now I'm handing over the rights to Mr. Rajas Sen, who is care of the GK, the analysis of GK, right? Do you have any other questions from this? Wish you all very best for the actual exam which is happening on 4th May, which is SAT, and the 2nd May. Now the right to Mr. Rajat, he would take care for your GK part. Hello. This thing. Okay. So I think you can hear me. I think there was a problem in the network. Might be there some problem in the network. Who was founder of the Chisti Sukhi order in India? Well, the correct answer is Khwaja Moinuddin Chisti. He had the cyclone Sandy struck in October 2012 in which of the following countries? Sandy we commonly know, and we know it very popularly. It is very much. So can you answer? Come on, let's see how many of you can give the answer.
Psychology, one famous city of the world, well, New York and the Western United States, East United States, and the United States is the correct answer. G20 summit. Now G20 summit, the best of the economic boys, the best of it took place in which of the following countries? The G20 summit took place in which of the following countries? Well, recently it was held in which city? It was held in. Oh, sorry, most of you are telling South Africa. In South Africa, BRICS summit was there. It was held in Los Cabos, Mexico. The name of the place is Los Cabos. Yes. The Rewari system under the British rule in India was related to. Now, Rewari system, those were led to till land. Then Rewari system is one. Was it to what? Land revenue system. Rio 20, which took place in Rio de Janeiro in 2012, was related to system. Mahalwari system. It was practiced in the central India, and in that the land was given to the Mahals. So these are the Ryotwari, Mahalwari permanent settlement system. These were systems by British in India in various areas. So they divided the many areas the way they operated the land and collected the revenues. So according to the socio-economic situation of any part, these areas were divided. Treaty which took place in Rio de Janeiro in June 2012 was related to. In 1992, actually there was an environmental summit in Rio de Janeiro. After 20 years, now as it is again, and they were focusing again on an environmental point of view, which is commonly sustainable development. Very important to keep the things up for the next generation. Of directive principles of state policy in the Constitution of India is borrowed from Constitution of. Now, vision of directive principles of state policy in the Constitution of India is borrowed from the Constitution. From which Constitution is it borrowed? From Ireland. Yes, it is from Ireland. From Ireland. The call do or die was given by Gandhiji during which of the following movements? The call do or die was given by now. Gandhiji famously told in this, now it's time to finally get independence. When was it? It was famous speech given during Quit India movement. So Quit India speech, it is commonly called, in Gandhiji famously told do or die. And who is Egypt's first elected president? Elected, remember the main point is elected. Now, currently the one is the elected one. Earlier they were not elected, they were nominated. So Hosni Mubarak was done before that, Anwar Sadat, they all were not elected. So he is the current one. Mohammad Morsi is the one who has been elected. The property was taken away from the list of fundamental rights mentioned in the Constitution of India. So was taken away from the list of fundamental rights. In which constitution amendment was it taken? It was taken in 44th. So 42nd constitution amendment, do you know? It's the largest amendment in the Indian history and had changed almost many aspects of the Indian constitution. Then the second Constitutional Amendment Act, again further, what was it famous for? It was famous for anti-defection. Anti-defection. The leaders who were defecting from one to another. Then the first Constitutional Amendment Act, for the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act, what is the main thing for 61st? Age of voting was reduced from 21 to 18. Before that, people of the age of 21 were only given 18 allowed to vote, and if people above 18 were allowed to. On the occasion of International Women's Day, the first all-women court was set up in which city? Mumbai court had High Court had told to establish that at Kavakoda, Mumbai Sessions Court. Main source of income of the central government of India is, which is the major source? Corporate tax. It has the largest share in the of the central government of India. Berry disease is related to, for B. Remember, for berry it's B. It's B1. B1 causes berry. The deficiency of B1 causes berry. In following Grand Slam tournaments, a dress code has been introduced for the first time. In following Grand Slam tournaments, a dress code has been introduced for the first time. It has to white dress. What is it? What is this Grand Slam? Strict dress. Tell the strict white dress. It's Wimbledon, yes. In Wimbledon, the with the strict white dress. Following states have announced setting up 25 fast-track courts for time-bound disposal of serious crimes against women. Which of the following? Maharashtra, correct. Now, well, after Delhi case in December, things have escalated. So, Maharashtra is the one. The following authorities is not appointed by President of India. Now, President of India has many duties of nominations. So, the following authorities is or are appointed by the President of India. Judge Court, Governor of State, Attorney General of India, who will them? Yes, all of the above are appointed by the President of India. A special CBI court summoned Bharti Cellular. Now, we know when very famous scam in India, and now many of the big corporate houses are involved in it, and it has reached further to many top companies. Bharti Cellular, Sunil, Bharti Mittal, SR Group Promoters, Ravi Ruia. Now, in which case are they? Irregularities in additional spectrum allocation. Yes. So, very difficult to answer after that. Going in an example of metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock, you know, after igneous rock or sedimentary rock is formed, they undergo deformation and metamorphosis happen and it forms metamorphic rocks. Which among the following is commonly used at our home? Very commonly used at our home for limestone, which metamorphosized to become marble. This is not a Navratna company. Which of the following is not a Navratna company? Easy, very easy. See the options. The top three are from the government sector. Navratna company. Now, what is Navratna company? Now, these are given to public sector enterprises, you know, and they have a very good excellent profits and have very good memorandum of understanding for the 5 years. There are various parameters seen: server, earnings per share, net profit, gross margin. So after seeing these areas, the government appoints by certain rules. It gives scores to each company for each index, and then results in the final composite score, which determines are they very good or they are not as good. So in that category, the best companies are called Maharatna. The second is Navratna, and there are mini Ratnas in which there are two categories. So Navratna, and initially there were 9 companies, but today there are 14 Navratna companies in India, and these 3 are among them. Okay, Reliance is certainly not. Reliance is not a government company. What are functions of blood in a human body? Blood in a human body. What are the functions of blood in a human body? All the above, yes. It is control the temperature, protect diseases, conduction of hormones, all of it. Now, criminal law, recently very strict laws have been passed. So rape will be punished with rigorous imprisonment of what? 3 years extendable to life term. Yes. No, 20 years extendable to life term. Following is correctly matched. The following is correctly matched. It is on Narada. It's on Godavari. Is it? Sabarmati River, where Gandhi had his ashram. Hyderabad, Musi, yes. And just on Narmada. So Hyderabad, Musi is correctly matched. The official financial year in India. Very difficult one. I think it's you all of you must know. Easy one. Yes, 1st April to 1st March. C option. The communication satellite GSAT-10 of India was successfully launched on board A5 rocket from A5 rocket. It was launched from European Space Agency and US agency, and this was from French Guiana. The place is called Kourou. The place where they have their launch pad, and they had fired. Mock Kabir has been appointed as the Chief Justice of India. What is the number has been appointed as Chief Justice of India? The times Chief Justice of India. Yes, the Justice of India before Mock Kabir. H. Kapadia, exactly. H. Kapadia. Was in news recently. What comes one? Very something related to environment. It's just concentrated solar power station. So it help in using the environment, which is a renewable source, and is really very good for the energy sector. Bhuller is associated with which of the following sports? Bhuller is associated with which of the following sports? It is related with golf. Yes, it's associated with golf. Data released by Planning Commission of India, which of the following state became the fastest? Now, well, the state which was once thought to be backward now has become one of the fastest growing. Which state that? See, correct. It's Bihar has the fastest growth between 2006 and 10. There's a fight is going on between Nitish Kumar and Narendra Modi. The conservative leader has been elected as the Prime Minister of which country? Has been elected which country? Yes, he has again been elected as the Prime Minister of Japan. The TRR and repo rate are related with. And repo rate are related with what? Yeah, repo rate is the, it is the which the banks take loan from the market. Okay. Right, the banks take money from RI, so that is, how we say, actually it is a repurchase agreement. To be going deep into that, actually it is a short-term repurchase agreement where, the banks take loan from the RBI, and that is repo rate. Similarly, there is a reverse repo rate when RBI takes money from the bank. So that is repo rate. It is one of the lowest rates in India, and beyond that, the normal lending starts. So it is related to RBI. Kim and the Australian driver of Formula One is related to which of the following teams? Lotus Renault. So it's a Lotus team which has inaugurated the world's longest high-speed rail route. High-speed rail has expanded very much in one of the countries. Which is that? It's China. Yes. Okay. India successfully test by Astra missile. What is Astra missile? It is surface to surface, surface to air, air to air, air to surface. Air to air missile. Okay. Virginia was India's first what? Virginia was India's first national security advisor. Yes, during the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee India government, he was the national security advisor to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The following countries won Sultan Azlan Shah Hockey Tournament 2013. Many times this country has won, and in the hockey teams they are generally leading. It is Australia. On the blackboard due to what? Yes. What is it? It is due to the adhesive force that keep them intact. Still, famous writer. What is his original name? Is Lewis Carroll's original name? It is Charles Dodson. Ludwig Dodson. Who were honored with Nobel Prize more than once? Honored with Nobel Prize more than once. We know Marie Curie, famous for winning toys, and Linus Pauling. Linus Pauling has a distinction. He won one for chemistry and another for Nobel Peace Prize. So Marie Curie and Linus Pauling have been conferred with the Nobel Prize twice. Current Railway Minister of India. Well, after recently when he had withdrawn its support, there has to be a new railway minister, because earlier the railway minister was from Trinamool Congress. Now it is Pawan Kumar Bansal. Yes, Pawan Kumar Bansal. Nations program on HIV/AIDS has appointed who among the following as its international goodwill ambassador? Nations program on HIV/AIDS has appointed who among the following as its international goodwill ambassador? Yes, correct. Aishwarya Bachchan has recently been appointed by United Nations for HIV/AIDS. Name scientist known for boson. Known for boson. Homi Bhabha, Jagchandra Basu, Subhash Bose, or Satyendra Bose. It is Satyendra Bose, S.N. Bose. He is one of the discoveries with Albert Einstein, the Bose-Einstein condensate, and from those, of course, he had predicted about this, and he got the name was given after him, that is a boson. Deepika Bari won silver medals at the Recurve World 2012. She is associated with which of the following sports? Is archery. Yes. Pratibha Ray has recently been awarded with Gates Award, for her contribution to which of the following languages? For Priya. Yes. For Priya. Forestry Day is observed on World Forestry Day observed on 21st March. Following is the smallest bone of human body. In our body, in which part of our body is stapes? Yes. Which of the following films was judged as the best film of 60th National Film Awards? It is, yes, recently a famous film about he was who became dacoit, and then Irfan Singh Tomar. Yes, acted by Irfan Khan. Team of Indian Railways and which this prestigious institute has developed the real-time training running information system, which will help a user to get information about the exact location of a train. It is Kanpur. Yes. According to Criminal Law Bill 2013, any man watching or capturing an image of a woman engaging in a private act will has been included in IPC for the first time. This is the charge in the act known as what? What? Yes. Those are 50 questions. We took it a bit fast because time also precious. Preparing for the exam. For the GK questions, I would like to repeat again. Don't waste a lot of time on GK questions. Just see the question. You know it or you don't know it. Sometimes see the answer. Sometimes try to run through the options. You eliminate one or two options at time, and that will make the question easier. So overall, our target is to get maximum. So by any trick, we have to get the maximum marks, and that is what you have to do. Well, overall, you have to make this thing happen. You read the question, try to get the answer. Well, that depends on your preparation, certainly. But much time is not left. But as much as questions that you can read, the fact in head will be the crucial thing for the overall exam. So the more you have more food for thought. So, okay, Farfla.